What's up everyone? Today we have another fantastic compilation featuring the best stories from r/TIFU. These 7 incredible tales will shock and entertain you. Subscribe if you're new here. This story is titled TIFU by bringing a good dish to Thanksgiving once. And it's now my job, posted by you/both click on 1366. Couple of years ago, I think like 2 years ago, I needed to bring something to Thanksgiving at my aunt's house. I simply Googled, easy impressive dish, and made this bacon-wrapped jalapeno thing. Took me 20 minutes. Everyone lost their minds. My uncle said it was the best thing he had ever eaten. People asked for the recipe. I felt like a master chef. Wow. I have to make them at every gathering. I don't really even like them anymore. I've made hundreds of those things. But I can't stop now. Last year I said I might bring something different, and my aunt said, No, everyone looks forward to your jalapenos. My uncle looked at me like I had threatened to cancel the holiday. I'm about to make like 40 of them for Christmas. I just realized what I have gotten myself into. I will forever be the holiday gathering jalapeno guy. TL. Doctor made jalapeno poppers once from a random online recipe. This is who I am now. I am the jalapeno guy. This story is titled TIFU by Trusting My Doctor and Their AI Assistant, posted by you/individual donut96. Let's jump into another amazing story. So, day before yesterday, I got an allergic reaction and went to visit the doctor checkup. They have updated to an AI assistant called Freed to write notes for them. So my doctor just talked to me, and the assistant heard me and wrote my symptoms and my medicine. The doctor gave me my form with medicines written on it without double-checking what the assistant had written down. I went out to the store and got them and applied the lotions and ate the medicine accordingly and slept off. Woke up after an hour, and my allergy had really worsened. I immediately called the doctor back and paid them a visit to get checked again. I was furious already, and then they admitted their mistake. Apparently, their assistant Mr. Freed misdiagnosed me, wrote wrong symptoms and decided I have atopic dermatitis and prescribed wrong medicines and lotions. They wanted to do a checkup again, and give me correct medicines after that. And that too, they wanted me to pay for it again. But I refused it, and went to another doc. It's seriously becoming a scary world out there with AI really everywhere. This story is titled TIFU. I asked to see my fiancé Nan's holiday photos from October when she was younger, posted by you/throwaway 2257. This next tale takes us in a completely different direction. I'll keep it short and sweet. It's Christmas, we're all sat round the table. And my missus talks about how her Nan used to globe-trot very often, and never really stayed in one place. I said, Oh wow, I'd love to see the photos. The man responds, I keep them in my bedroom, come on, I'll show you them. Me excited to see all the sights she has seen in her life. All very innocent, we sit down on her bed as she gets out her shoebox. She starts to regale her years on cruises and many people she has met. She then starts telling me about blokes she has been with. Me being me, I let her continue with a few chuckles and letting her continue. Starting to feel uncomfortable, sat on her bed, with her sat she. So close to me I try and speed it up to see these photos. There's loads in there and she has seen most of the world, so I turn the conversation back to the photos, trying to talk about the wild animals she's seen, the wonders of all the incredible countries. As the photos go on, she starts pointing out men in them and going, He was such a good lover. This one had a partner. This one said he would follow me around the world. Then we get to the beach photos and the horror on my face when she pulled out nude fucking photos of her on a beach from when she was around 30-40. And she simply asks, What do you think? To which I sat there stunned and simply said, Oh wow. Well, all these places look amazing, but I think we should go back down. It's been a while. Christmas dinner was very awkward. This story is titled TIFU by Fixing the Wi-Fi at my parents' house a year ago. And now I'm the IT guy every Christmas. posted by u/bighistorian606. This story is equally incredible. A year ago the Wi-Fi stopped working at my parents' house during Christmas. I simply just unplugged the router and plugged it back in. It worked. My mom acted like I performed surgery. Told everyone at dinner I was so good with computers I literally just unplugged it. Now, every time I visit there is a list. Printer won't work. Phone is slow. The TV isn't connecting. My dad's laptop is slow. It has a virus. It doesn't, he just has 40 tabs open. I don't know how to fix any of this. I just Google and use ChatGPT while I am there and pretend I know what I'm doing. Most of the times I just unplug still or restart them, and they think I'm a genius. Got here today. There is already a list on the counter she's been waiting for me to come a fix. 6 things. 1 says, computer is slow. Very important. What have I gotten myself into, Almao? I guess it's alright. Though TL, doctor unplugged a router 1 year ago. Now, in the family it's support forever. This story is titled Tifu by asking my fiancé's grandma if she liked romance novels. Posted by u/Achilles and Helis. Our next tale is absolutely wild. I've gifted my fiancé's grandma a couple of books for every holiday. But I've mainly focused on family stories and historical novels. His sister is into romance novels, and we have read some of the same ones. So she gifted GMA a couple of spicy books. I just happened to notice, so I brought it up on the way home. I said, I was curious if you liked romance novels since sister gave you a couple today. I've read title and I really like them. She replied with, oh yes, absolutely. I love romance novels. So, I said, I just wanted to be sure. I have some recommendations you might really like, but they are occasionally graphic. I always want to make sure I'm being appropriate with my fiancé's family. In a sort of playful tone. She said, oh, I love to see a couple work through their problems. And some of the sex scenes, I mean, you can't help but get turned on. She continued to describe her favorite things to read in romance. And my fiancé whispered, why would you do this to me? Now, he's heard way too much. Oops, dies. This story is titled Tifu. By being so tired, I left out all my children's Christmas presents. Posted by u/Salted Monk. This next story will blow your mind. I have a new 4-week-old baby that was having some difficulty breathing last night from congestion. They are fine. I left for the hospital, an hour drive away, at 1 a.m., and finally arrived back home at 7 a.m. This was following a week of contractors at the house, and normal newborn sleepless nights. I was so tired today, and had to drive another hour to go to my own doctor's appointment. I got back home around 5 p.m. and began wrapping Christmas gifts. My older child has been home all day with a fever, and the upstairs bathroom plumbing is still under construction. My oldest called down to see if they could use the bathroom. They were confined to their room, so as not to get everyone else sick. I called up sure exhausted and busy focusing on my task of wrapping. My child finishes in the bathroom and I say goodnight and send him off to bed. Then the realization sunk in and I called up in a panic. Did you see anything I was working on? On the table. Yeah. They saw everything. All of it. Every last toy from Santa. No. I am so tired and so fucked. This story is titled Tifu. By leaving nicotine gum, attended at my uncle's home. Posted by u/Googlemuglion, 122. And now for our final story of today. This happened about 8 years ago. I was staying at my uncle's place for a couple of nights. And this was during a time when I was trying to quit smoking with Nicorette 4 milligrams. I had a couple of strips and on my last day at his place, I forgot one there. For those that don't know, these gums are pretty inconspicuous. And seem pretty ordinary, and if you don't read the back you wouldn't know what you were dealing with. 2 days later I meet Unsi for lunch at his place. He has a cleaning lady that comes by to clean the house. And do laundry etc. every now and then. While she isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, she's really a nice lady. She approaches me, strip of gum in hand, and asks what it was. I explained it was meant to help me quit smoking. She looks puzzled, but also like something has clicked in her head. Apparently, on the day I left, she found my gum, just went, "What the hey, might as well." This woman has never smoked, chewed tobacco, or consumed any nicotine in her life. 4 milligrams is enough to knock someone on their ass if they've never had nicotine before. She chewed the gum, got dizzy as hell, ended up puking a few times, and had to lie down until the earth stopped spinning. She had to tell my uncle she was sick and needed to go home and sleep it off. All because I left my stupid gum lying around. And that's all for today's Reddit stories. These incredible tales never fail to amaze me. Subscribe for more compilations like this. What did you think? Drop a comment. Thanks for watching.